Alright, we're here for the second round with Jeskai Black. Let's take a look at our opener on the play here. And this hand looks pretty reasonable. Third land coming to play tapped. Not ideal if we need to roast something early, but I think that Fire Impulse should take care of most things that we'd want to kill on turn 1. Warden of the First Tree, various creatures out of mono red. Wonder what we're playing against. I'm sure we'll see shortly. Hopefully it won't take too long. Evolving Wilds. I have no idea. Alrighty. Maybe green-red landfall. This hand is pretty good against them. Basic swamp. No idea. Alright, there we go. Some sort of rally deck. Not going to play the impulse because I want to potentially get an extra token or pump out of Mentor. These decks don't usually play much removal, if any removal at all, in the main deck. They will likely have something after sideboard like what's it called? Fleshbag Marauder or some such. Okay. Alright, so I guess we could just roast this guy. And that'll let us attack for 3. He's going to gain a life, but he won't get to scry, which is nice. We got to pay very close attention to the potential for Collect a Company next turn. Unfortunately, we haven't drawn any fetch lands, so this Treasure Cruise is not going to be nearly as good. Excuse me. Been a little sick lately. Apologies for the sniffles. Or potential clearing of the throat in the future. Well, you had a 4th land for Collect Company anyway. I thought about killing the Scion briefly, but just wasn't worth it. This is an interesting attack. I think I just take it. I just want to beat him down. I assume he has a rally in hand, so we don't want to give him too much free value off of that. I guess he could also play Sidithi's Faithful here. Got Jace Rooney. Not really sure what he's playing here. Elvish Visionary would be a little awkward. A Dress off the top would be great. Soulfire would be solid since it lets us gain a bunch of life and kind of negates the Cutthroats. Another Mentor ain't bad either. Try to yield all these so we don't have to deal with it too much. Now, targeting his non-cutthroat guys is going to potentially deal us a lot of damage over the course of the game, but we don't want him to flip his Jace, dig a little deeper into his deck for stuff, and right now Rally's not too bad. He will get to flip his Jace, but he won't have too much to flashback with it. Another Sifter. Okay. So we're at effectively 11 at the moment. And he might just try to collect a company here and kill us. I guess it'd be pretty hard to actually kill us. And Tuco Husk, let's see, we'd be at 11. Okay, so if he sacks this whole border right now, he can do us 2, 4, 6, 7, 7-ish damage. It's a lot of mentors. Let's see, if we roast this, he gets to sack some stuff to protect it. We can maybe hit a cutthroat. We might just be dead to rally anyway. I haven't really tried to figure out the math on that, but I guess we'll just see. I don't think we're going to attack, though. We're just going to try to kill him in one big swoop, like next turn, depending on what he does. He may just let it die. Excuse me. This matchup is a lot better after board, but it's still kind of tough. Mentor is usually pretty solid. Alright, so he is going to keep it alive. So we're at 9 right now. So if he gets back both Sifters and the Jace, then we are dead. So I think we just jam with everybody and hope that his last card isn't Rally, but I'm just going to assume it is and assume that we're very likely dead. Yeah, he's jumping with everything, so it's probably Rally. I mean, we could have... I mean, we were dead anyway if it was Rally, even if we didn't attack, so... Alright. Infinite Obliteration isn't terrible here. It does make it very, very hard for him to kill us with Rally. I think Negate is good. I think Duress is actually bad. He only has about 8 cards in his deck. Where we can actually hit him with a Duress. And after board he maybe has 11 if he has some Dispels. Colgan's Command is very good. I think all the card draw is great. We didn't draw fetch lands there, so our Treasure Cruise was a lot worse. We could have put an emphasis on killing the cutthroats earlier on. That may have been able to buy us enough time to actually kill him, but maybe not. He did have a huge overkill of damage there, even if we did attack since he had the Husk. Crackling Doom is really bad. I think Radiant Flames is solid. Roast, I think, is not great. Soulfire, I think 1 or 2 of these can come out. Alright, so we're going to bring in the 3 Radiants. I think Painful Truths, Ruinous Path. Maybe the 2 Infinite Obliteration. Maybe Ruinous Path isn't that good. I think we're going to try this configuration. Duress may be a little bit better than I'm giving it credit for. But Obliteration at least can keep him from just combo killing us, which I like. Alright. Gonna be on the play here for game 2. Let's see if we can do a little bit better this time. Okay, this hand's not too bad. The island is much less hurtful for the mana base when we cut the Crackling Dooms, so... I may just name Nantuko Husk, since it's really hard for him to get much value out of his creatures otherwise, off of Rally and Collect a Company and such. Plus, it's the only creature that really survives Radiant Flames out of the deck. So I think that's actually a pretty good sideboard plan. Hopefully he doesn't duress us and take the Radiant Flames, though. Well, it looks like he mulled the 5, so this could be a really short game. Not sure yet. Alright, well, we drew the Mentor, which is a little awkward for us, but I think we're just going to Obliteration anyway. having to get double black for obliteration does put a bit of stress on us. So, yeah, let's go ahead and name Nantuko Husk, and hopefully we snipe one out of his hand. He didn't play a 2-drop. We could name Catacomb Sifter, but I think Nantuko Husk is just the best name here. Alright, and we sniped one out of his hand. So he has 2 companies, a Sifter, and a Plains. And the rest of his deck, let's see. Absent Ascendancy is pretty tough, but we can sometimes beat it with just like spot removal as creatures and then Radiant Flames the rest away. So yeah, this hand's not bad for a mold of 5. Good to note that he did not bring in any sort of edict effect. So all right. So I think next turn we're just gonna let him like company a bunch and then try to Radiant Flames his board. Although we could just Radiant Flames this away. He does get to scry one, and he had a draw step, so he'll probably find a land. We could just I think we're just gonna Painful Truce. Alright, we are reasonably low since we did fetch a bunch, but I think that's okay. We can put up some walls here with Mentor plus Treasure Cruise. And he may main phase the Collected Company to play around counter spells. He knows I don't have Dispel, or else I would have held up the Polluted Delta potentially, but we do have our island in play, so he may not. Yeah, so we're just going to play Mentor, Treasure Cruise, roadblock him a little bit. Then next turn we probably will try to keep our Mentor alive in some way or another with maybe like a Painful Truce pre-combat followed by oh wow, Cutthroat's good here. Alright, yeah, so we may try to keep our Mentor alive and sweep away the rest of our tokens, so which I think is a fair exchange. Alright, so we have to discard something. I think we actually want to discard... What are we afraid of now? Well, we're pretty low on life, especially with the Cutthroat. I think I'm just going to discard Painful Truths. And I'm fine like chump blocking the Cutthroat, or sorry, the Catacomb Sifter, and then the Monster Mentor checks both of his other 1/1s. He's not flipping Jace, which is nice. I was really hoping we drew Negate, so we could go like Radiant Flames, hold up Negate. I'm hoping he plays like another creature instead of playing Collected Company. Or main phase Collected Company. That's also fine. Alright, another Cutthroat would be kind of bad, but we can Fire Impulse 1 before we sweep the rest, so we won't be quite dead, and that'll keep our Mentor alive. Or he just hits 2 Faithfuls, and... Does that kill us? Let's see, this is 4 damage, 5, 6. If he just sacks both Faithfuls. So he gets to scry some. We might just be dead here, or dead enough. Oh, that was rough. Now if he has I guess maybe we can, let's see, so we're gonna be, oh, he bounced. What did he bounce? He sacked the Faithful. Hold on. What just happened? He bounced the Mentor the first one, but he sacked both of them. Did he just not target anything? He just sacked it, targeted itself or something? He might have just misclicked. Huh. Alright. Well. Might be dead here. We had an untapped land. We can play Infinite Obliteration and... Okay. Yeah, that's good. I think we have to do that, actually. So, red, blue, white. Radiant Flames this away. Then Infinite Obliteration, Zulu Park Cutthroat. Okay. Go to game 3. Let's see here. So, this matchup, I think I liked our configuration for game 2. It's possible that the Painful Truce are a little bit worse on the draw, so we can maybe trim a few. I feel like Soulfire could have helped us win that game pretty easily without fear of our life total from, you know, his guys. Alright, we'll keep it like this. We'll see how this goes. Alright, well, this hand is pretty bad. The 2 impulses are fine, but just not having another color, I think we can definitely just mulligan and hopefully be a little better off. Alright, well, we need to draw at least one more land, so we're going to scry here, try to find a black source so that we can flood a strand on 2 and still be able to cast Soulfire. Can't think of too many reasons to get the island. Well, our hand is mostly white here, so definitely just looking for another land. He's on 6 as well. Maybe going to 5. We'll see. Kolaghan's Command is phenomenally good in this matchup. Kills basically everything except Husk and Catacomb Sifter. Let's have my opponent disconnected. I'm not sure what's wrong. Hopefully he didn't just rage quit. He sent me a message a minute ago, but I missed it. And the text disappeared. So hopefully he comes back. Man. So one downside of OBS as a video making tool is that it does not have a pause function. A little annoying. I would very much like to pause here and not have a bunch of dead air. I guess what we can do while we're doing that is talk about this particular matchup a little more, since it has been getting a little more popular as of late, but I'm not sure if it's I don't know if it's a good or a bad matchup. I haven't played against it enough. I think having a Dispel or 2 in our sideboard would be good for that matchup, and I cut the Dispel as like one of the last few cuts for Infinite Obliteration to help out against Ramp. We may end up playing against Ramp still. I would like to get the 3rd Kolaghan's Command back in the deck somewhere. The Kolaghan's Command count was at 3 in the main over the Ochai's Command until last minute, but Ochai's Command's already pulling weight. Last match we did get to counter a 2-2, or no, it was a 3-3 hangback walker and get back Soulfire, which put pressure on his um, Sorin. So, let's see. Come on, buddy. We had a pretty close last game. I don't know why he would like rage quit if he's going to 5. Plus, I mulligan, so there's a chance that I'm going to 5. I mean, I'm not, but just thinking from his perspective. Alright, well, yeah, so third Kolaghan's Command definitely want in the deck somehow. It would have to just be over Ojtai's Command, I think. There's an argument to cut the third Monastery Mentor. You know, you don't want too much of a good thing, and you know, it is a great way to help pressure Gideon and other Planeswalkers, though, and I think that that is the main reason for playing 3 over just like playing 2 or something like that. 2 is the bare minimum I would play, and I've considered playing 4. The mana base is probably off by a land or 2. We could maybe play a second Plains over the second Prairie Stream, since we are not super blue heavy. We're basically a Mardu deck that plays Jace and Treasure Cruise, so the second Prairie Stream could potentially just become a second Plains. It's pretty rare that we need to fetch for a second blue source off of our duels. It is pretty regularly that we need to fetch a double black, though, after board, especially with Obliteration and Ruinous Path. Well, I don't know what to do, guys. I'm just going to assume my opponent doesn't come back and that we won this round. Yeah, our hand's great. I may end up playing a 5th match as a result of Game 3 here not really concluding, but I don't really want to make y'all sit here for 10 minutes. But I think that the first 2 games were actually pretty good, so we're going to keep this one in. We may end up doing a 5th video because of it, but yeah, we're just going to go and cut this one short. We'll be right back for the 3rd match in just a few.